I'm Corbett Wall with USDA Livestock and Grain Market News. Here with your weekly feeder and stocker cattle market summary for the week ending October the 19th, where you had a light test of yearlings this week, selling on the market from steady to $3 higher, and just kind of slow and steadily continuing to gain ground as we go through, as we've just about exhausted all of our supplies of true yearlings, and guys that like to buy those kind are going to have to resort to weaned calves pretty soon, and already have started doing that for the most part. Calf markets were volatile, continue to be volatile. Stocker steers under 550 pounds, like the kind they like to take to wheat, sold firm to $5 higher. Other classes, your lightweight heifers under 550, and most of your long weaned calves weighing from 550 to 7 were pretty much steady everywhere. But your unweaned calves weighing over 5.5 are hard to sell. They sold from week to $3 lower at the best. And stiff discounts were placed on those that were unweaned or fleshy or off-colored, or a lot of times in the sales, if they just don't show good when they come in the ring and they happen to look like they don't feel the best, kind of like I do, they won't sell very well. And these buyers think they know which ones will get sick. Maybe they do, they probably don't, but stiff discounts on these, and especially on heifers, where you got heifers, comparable type heifers, selling $30 to $40 back on similar weights and steers. And you know, even your fleshy or balling steers, or the least desirable kinds, can still kind of hold in there. But on heifers, especially those 550 to 600 pounders and slightly over 6, just take a nosedive whenever they just completely run out of demand, and just you hope there's a few traders in the market there to pick those up and hope they can move them on some other time, because the prices really get tough on your balling heifers in those upper 5s and low 6s. Wheat demand is the best by far. In and around Oklahoma still, Texas Panhandle, they're going to have good wheat in that country. High winds this week didn't help things any, but they did get sunshine in the afternoons, and starting to get a pretty good stand of wheat across that country down in there. This Friday on Superior, they had a load of mixed colored steers weighing 400 pounds near Nevada, which is in southwest Missouri, not too far from northeast Oklahoma there, to come in November weighing 400 pounds, sell at $215. So you know that demand on those weaned calves is really good. Northern demand is getting better for calves all the time as we get closer to finishing up wheat harvest, and they've got all that silage up there, and the weather's staying cool enough up there. They're starting to come in and having big runs. Phillips, South Dakota had over 10,000 head this week. Had a string of 119 head of fancy steers, weigh 500 pounds, sell at $183. Fat cattle market this week, 2 to 250 higher. They continue to gain ground there, even though some of the analysts don't think they should. But 127 to 127.50 on a live basis. Dress sales were $4 higher at 197. Gained quite a bit of ground in the last couple weeks. Cattle on feed this Friday was pretty friendly, especially on the placements, but your on feed inventories come in at 97.4, which was just slightly off of the average guess, which was 97.8. But your placements were pretty bullish to the feeder cattle market. They came in at only 81.2% of a year ago, and the average guess was around 85. Marketings were slightly bearish there, come in at 88.1 compared to the average guess, which was 89.8. But your regional weighted averages this week in the north central states, 8 to 900 pound steer cost you $144.25 compared to $142.43 last week, and $136.77 a year ago this week. It's down to south central states, 5 to 600 pound steer cost you $158.08 compared to $155.21 last week, and $142.63 a year ago. Down in the southeast, a 4 to 500 pound steer on the average cost you $156.93 compared to $155.71 last week, and $136.80 a year ago. That wraps up your feeder summary for this week. Check out our website, marketnews.usda.gov, and from the regional market news office in St. Joe, Missouri. We'll talk to you next week.